This is a Gbpjpy weekly recap for the first week of September. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, six proper trades, each about like 50 pips, and we'll go over them. Cool. So let me just remove all these. All right. So yeah, that sounds my keyboard, by the way. So basic consolidation going on here, right? August 31st. So first London session, higher low. After this higher low at 140.5, and then you saw the price broke above, retested, actively retesting this level at 141. It was a key level from before, right? Actively retest. Let's show you where that. Where is it? 140, 141. Where'd it go? It's a weekly key level. Anyways, let's go to where we were. Oops. Weekly key level. So once, and due to the here, right? Price rejecting it here. So once we broke above this market structure, we retested and we continued up. First target was this fill of this buy range at this previous high, which was so if we got on the retest right here at retest of the psychological level 141, that was 60 pips, 57 pips, 60 pips. Your stop loss like 15 pips below this candle, right? Okay. Leave a runner. Remember how I said leave a runner, you never know how far it's gonna go. It continued up another like 50 pips. So once it continued up another 50-40 pips, price made an intraday high, and then I said that we would create a lower high. Okay, I did say that in the analysis video on breakdown video on 31st. So I'm just going to draw a line and show you how the next day's trade went. Okay, actually let's do this 1 second. Let's make this a little thicker. Just going to draw it straight. I don't want to use a full line because then it's going to get messy. So let's have let's do it thinner. Okay, let's say this is your area, okay, because this was your high. That's market structure, right? I'm just going to draw it, and then you can even see that there's a small this FTR candle here, right? Failure to return this FTR candle, and you can draw a zone right there on that. Okay, so this plus this was basically a higher low being formed right after we created this high. This was daily low. Okay, we're gonna keep this in mind because it is useful for the next day. So this was daily low, and then we started closing above 141.500 in Asian, right? Close above. We created a lower time frame high at like 2.5 hours before London open. No, 3.5 hours before London open, and then we know that London open, pre-London is infamous for liquidity grabs. So this is 1:30, 2 a.m., 2:30, 3 a.m. came and retested this level exactly, created a higher low, and then we continued up, right? So we continued up. First target, we reached our buy range, filled our buy range, and then we broke above and we proceeded to go up further. So let's just see. So this would have been the best entry right here, right? Your first target like 40 pips, and then just below this zone, that would be your thing, and then leave a runner again after this range is filled. Price did go up another 60 pips, so you could have gotten 60 pips on a runner, which is a lot if your runner is like a 1 lot, 2 lot runner. Yeah, so that's first one. Okay, and then let me just draw this 142. Cool. So that's also market structure, right? So due to this high, all Gbp pairs created a high, and then we failed to continue up. So in order to continue up, we would have had to find support at this level and then continue up, right? Fill this range, but that didn't happen, and instead we started closing below this range, right? You see countless candles closing below. Okay, cool. So the next day, I'm just gonna remove this because now we're past that. Okay, cool. Oh, actually, I'm gonna shift this to this daily low, and you'll see why I'm doing that. So the next day we saw price do this. We saw price consolidate, keep consolidating London Open, in pre-London, and it did a move down. So this move down could have entered in pre-London because price was just consolidating. Let's go into 15 minutes to analyze this further. So you see, move happened down. We knew that there was going to be some sort of buy move because look how we were trending, right? And just buy on a pullback. So price did a move down from pre-London all the way till 3:30 a.m. So 30 minutes after London Open. Where did it go? It went to the previous daily. Remember I said keep that in mind. That previous daily low is market structure. If we look on 4 hour, I'll show you how clean market structure that was. Right there, you see that? It was a little reversing point on 4 hour. One 4 hour candle came down and the next one popped up back up, okay? So same thing happened in 15 minutes. Price came down, did a 50 pip move down, and then we rejected it and we went up. Where do we go up? So if you entered here at daily low, which would have been the best entry, always enter at market structure, right? When it's actively reacting to levels, not when it's just in the middle of middle of nowhere, right? Like somewhere like here, right? So you see how it went back up, right? And then this was in pre-New York. So late after London Open, up till pre-New York. And then price rejected this level again, right here, closed below 142. And we continued down, made a new low all the way to 140, 141. This was also proper sells after New York, pre-New York rejected. And then it continued down here, which is 80 pips. It created a new low, right? Because ultimately, this was a previous lower low, right? After creating a lower high. And then we went, retested the lower high again, rejected it, created more lower high and lower time frames, and we proceeded to create a lower low. Okay, so basic New York down, London down. We did a move back up and then retested and then create a new low. So note to self, I was actually over here. I even said this in my daily recap video. When price was back up here in New York, I thought price was going to do something like this, and I was looking for buys here. So I missed out on the opportunity to sell, and the sell was a nice move. I held on to I didn't enter a trade, but I anticipated that this was going to happen when I should have been more fluid and watching and trading based on what the market was showing me, right? But it's okay. Moving on, the next trade I took was there was a minor. I'm going to keep moving this trend line. So there's support here, right, at 500-ish. This support here, this was pre-London. So essentially, when you're looking at this, you see, okay, on 1 hour, this was your previous high, lower high. This was your new low, right? Price, this did a move up to create a lower high in order to push down, right? And if we did create that, if we printed that lower high, we were going to fill this range and come back down to the previous low, right? So let me show you what happened. So we had this area, right? Like you see these wicks over here, these wicks here, these wick price fitting to close down below. So this level would have had to break for this range to be filled, right? This low to be reached again. And exactly that's what happened in pre-London. So pre-London, this is 500-ish area, 141.500. Once pre-London broke, I took a sell. And pre-London broke this area and I took a sell and I closed for like 40-ish pips. And then, no, for like 35, and then I had a runner. Runner was closed right here, okay? You could have held till 141 exactly, but that wasn't reached till 10:30 a.m., 2.5 hours after London Open, which is another like just 10 pips you were going to hold for hours more. No thanks. So I got out of the market and we did retrace back up, but we came back down after retesting this level. So you see lower high, a new low, create a new lower high, and then and then we reached that level, right? I should have held the runner, although runner would have gone stopped out since my entry was up here. it always hold a runner, but see, we did reach this level right here, which was a level that we had, 1 hour level that we had from before, right? You see this wick here, even this over here at 140.5. So once we reached 140.5, price started forming higher lows in the lower time frames, right? We did this move up. This is a clean move up as well. When something like this happened, GJ most likely did a liquidity grab before London Open and then pushed up. Okay, this is what I want to show. Where did we push up to? We pushed up to 1 hour market structure right here, right? We had this lower high up here, and then we pushed straight back up there. And when we look at lower time frames, we'll see what started happening. Hold on, let me just remove those. So we pushed straight back up, rejected it immediately. If you didn't catch the sell from here, that's okay, because there was a nice entry as well. Once we broke back below 141, you see price created a low in the lower low in the lower time frame. Then we created a lower high on the retest. So this would have been good entry anywhere at 141, and you would have had your target, because you knew that once we broke below this level, price was gonna go and fill back down to this range, this level, right? This level from before, right? And then once that broke, we did proceed to push further down all the way, right? So yeah, that was pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can say 7 setups, 6 setups. You don't have to count all 3 of these, but 60 pips, 40, 100, right? 50, 150, 200, 90, 290, 330, 330, 380. 380 pips on GJ, following levels of market structure. We had to adapt and attack because thought we were going to continue pushing up to 143.5, sorry, but we didn't. We closed below, and then once we closed below this key level up here, price started continuing bearish structure, right? And then just playing off the ranges, came back up to this level, retested the high, failed to break above, another lower high, and then continued down. So just playing the ranges, 380 pips, is that what I said? Yeah, for the week on this pair. Nice move, 7 moves within 5 days, multiple opportunities, all usually after London Open. But yeah, that's about it for Gbpjpy breakdown, September week 1, 2020.